Minecraft is a game which needs no introduction. You may know it through hundreds of hours played, or through buying it for your kid, or hearing your grandchild rant to you about it. No matter how you know something about Minecraft. Not only well known, but well praised. It's a game which has stamped itself so powerfully into most of our lives that the music playing right now is probably making you tear up. And in a minute or so, when the beat drops, that tear will turn into a powerful emotion. Nostalgia. Nostalgia is one of the great weaknesses and gifts of humankind. It can make arbitrary things unexplainably enjoyable, just because of the simple fact that we remember that arbitrary thing from our childhood. But it can make some things we still have the ability to enjoy now sad. We'll touch on that later. You can remember this song playing as you built a regrettably huge and ugly house, mismatched with what you thought looked like the hardest to get blocks. You can remember this song as you stumbled through redstone tutorials you never learned from, but only blindly followed. This background noise used to be only that. Background noise. I can remember turning it off at some points because I thought it was too loud and it annoyed me. But now it's a trigger for reminiscence. But Minecraft isn't the same now. And no, this isn't a video criticizing the game. Has it changed? Well, yes. For the worse? Some may say simplicity is best in a game like this. But if we're truly honest to ourselves, that isn't why we enjoy the game less than before. It's because we've grown up. I used to boot up the game because I had just finished my homework and couldn't wait to try out a new redstone contraption I found in my old handbook. Now, I boot it up once in a while as an attempt to recapture those days of blissful happiness. But I never will. There are those week-long periods I get every quarter of a year where I hyperfixate on the game. A phenomenon I'm sure you're familiar with. But it's never the same. And it will never be the same. But that is a good thing. If we never left the good times, we would never truly appreciate them. And because we do, I can remember my childhood in such a fond way. I could not be any happier to say that I am part of the generation that was defined by Minecraft. But we have to address the elephant in the room. Why do I say it's time for a new Minecraft? It's certainly not because I think the game is dead, but rather because I think it's time for a new generation defining game. There have been attempts, like Fall Guys and Fortnite, but nothing is stuck. Nothing is stuck like the blocky, hardly updated, old and silly Minecraft has. But why? Why? Out of the top 15 video game shoo-ins, Minecraft is the obvious black sheep. Red Dead 2 has so many details that to this day, YouTubers are still discovering them and sharing them to equally impress viewers. The Elder Scrolls are some of the most complex and carefully constructed games ever created. The Soulsborne games single-handedly sparked an entire subgenre, but Minecraft makes the list. A game which can be beat in a few hours by most people with intermediate experience. An entirely open world, sure, but after you explore enough, everything just repeats itself in random chunks. Minecraft challenges your creativity. And I think that's why so many of us have lost most interest in it. We like to think we haven't lost any creativity, but we undoubtedly have. A child has no constraints on creativity, because the constraints are only that of which you build in your own mind. I watch my little cousin play Minecraft, and he spends 20 minutes spawning thousands of chickens fenced in on a floor of TNT. Why? I don't know. But he was interested to see what would happen, so he did it. And while he was doing it, the first thing he did was go into settings and turn off Music FX, because it was too annoying. Little does he know. But wait, why do we need a new Minecraft? The next generation seems to be repeating our very childhoods in a version of the game that only expands options for creativity by the year. As I was saying, Minecraft is still going strong. but it isn't strong enough to be a generation-defining game. If you're nostalgic about Minecraft, you're nostalgic about tons of other smaller things. Things like Jetpack Joyride, Angry Birds, old obscure YouTube videos, tons of crappy video games and movies. I think that Minecraft fits in that category for the next generation. It's the same way Star Wars will be a part of their lives as it was ours, but not nearly as strongly. So I guess my point is, we don't need to get rid of Minecraft. We just need a new game to come along and take its throne. Some could say Roblox is a viable option. The two come from the same era, but Roblox's growth is never ending. Every day new servers are added. I think a majority of them are trashy and money hungry, but you're bound to have fun on any server on Roblox if you have friends with you. This encounters another problem though. As I said earlier, if we never leave the good times, we don't appreciate them. Roblox will be in its heyday as long as its players want it to be, barring a complete shutdown. Something of that sort happens and the entire game gets deleted, meaning you have to use a third party to even play anymore. Roblox could definitely have the same effect. But we can't bank on that. We need a new, original, simple game to come along. The only criteria really is that it's rated below a T, not expensive, not a strictly story game. And even though it's not really a need, we want this game to be made by an indie designer. Corporations can't really think past the monetary aspects. This outline isn't really that restrictive, is it? I guess the only problem is now a golden ticket idea. And it's hard to come up with. Minecraft seems like such a lightning in a bottle game. A low skill floor, high skill ceiling, infinitely expandable, but homey feeling world filled with, originally, only a few mobs and a couple dozen building blocks. So simple, and yet so evidently effective. I can't think of anything, but this is where you, the viewer, come in. What's your idea for an everlastingly iconic game? Why not pass the idea to somebody who will do something with it? Why not step up and make the game yourself? Why is this so important to me, you may ask? Something every generation seems to forget is how their memories and traditions have no application in the world now. It seems very 2020 cringe now, but that's where the phrase, "okay boomer," really stems from. Old people not being able to realize that the things they're nostalgic for hold no value to the whippersnappers around them. It's a weird position to be in, to be told that the well-known things of your time are now old relics, but also beautiful in a way. When my dad showed me Star Wars for the first time, it was the most awesome thing a 6-year-old could imagine. But wouldn't it be a shame if when you booted up your old realm to show your kid what your childhood looked like, excited to share a piece of your life, the first thing they did was show you how to mute the annoying music?